Every event has a bracket of death, where fate forces a lion's share of the league's top killers into harsh battles, just to survive, just to make it out of the prelims. Because only half of the league plays on Sunday, and Sunday is the only day that matters in pro paintball. At the NXL Lone Star Major in 2023, the top 3 teams overall all came out of the same bracket. And in the final battle for the win on Sunday, it was Houston Heat vs San Diego Dynasty, a rematch from the second major event last season, where Dynasty dismantled Heat in a 7-1 Mercy Rule victory. This time the finals will be a more contested story. Though Heat and Dynasty's roads to Sunday went through the same bracket, their roads to the final match took different routes. Since the COVID break of 2020, San Diego Dynasty has been driving a stake into the hearts of the other top teams' dreams of dominance, winning more than half of the events. But what has made this run so special is the adversity that they've faced along the way, and Texas was no different, as they dropped their very first game in the prelims on Friday against Infamous. Though Dynasty had a clean run through their next 3 games, including a 1-point win over Houston Heat, they still ended up in the wildcard round, which meant that they would need to win 4 straight matches on Sunday to tie the record of 3 major event wins in a row. Three-time world champs Houston Heat are the most consistent team in paintball. Second overall in 2022, and they didn't miss a Sunday. They haven't won an event in 2 seasons. Heat's only stumble at the Texas prelims was a 1-point loss to Dynasty, who now sat on the other side of the Sunday bracket. The Houston Heat would need to get through New York Extreme and LA Infamous in order to get a chance to get revenge and hoist a first-place trophy again.
Team ball all day, all fucking day, team paintball. Pass that ball around.
Dynasty's first fight early Sunday morning in the wildcard round would be against the ML Kings, who they drug into the deep water. After going up by 1 early, the veterans showed masterful control, grinding out a point that ran over 10 minutes, and then they held off a last-second attack by Kyle Berry, but the iron wall that is Marcelo Margot stayed alive, and they got the shutout win. Next up for Dynasty in the quarterfinals was the sophomore sensations, the New Orleans Hurricanes, who looked refined and deadly in their prelim wins against Revo, Damage, and Diesel. But Dynasty, even with low bodies, shut them down at the start of the game to take the lead, and they then grinded out another long point, which was clinched by Ryan Greenspan getting a shot on Aaron Pate, who played on and drew a major penalty. The Hurricanes pulled within 1 in the next point when Daniel Camp beat out Chris Shear in a race for the buzzer, as they both blew up in their sides. With 150 left and down 1, the Hurricanes still had a chance, but Dynasty shut the door on their event, as Blake Yarber shot the snake off the break and then also stitched up Stuart Ridgel, and combined with Mike Urena to absolutely punish Camp as the last body left alive in the snake. Old-time enemies, Dynasty would have to get through X Factor yet again. They built up a 2-point lead in the semis by shutting X Factor snake side down, controlling situations, burning clock, and winning gunfights. But with less than 5 minutes to go, X Factor came roaring back to tie the game by taking full advantage of 2 consecutive Dynasty penalties. Then with less than a minute left, Mike Urena and Chris Shear almost stole the win, but Urena needed another half second, and the game went to overtime. Dynasty knows to beat X Factor, you have to shut down Billy Bernaccia on the snake side, and they were able to take him out off the break again to go up 5-on-4. Urena got into the 50 snake, and as time was ticking down, Marcelo Margot filled over at the perfect moment to catch Colt Roberts for the crucial kill. Dynasty had knocked out X Factor yet again. Heat fought a close war against New York Extreme in the quarterfinals, as Extreme had absolutely destroyed everyone that they played as they ran through their prelim division undefeated. He'd had a rough start in the first point, losing a high body situation, but then they tied it up after Chad George got a kill in the snake, and then they stopped Pat Kraft Jr. from pushing down the D side. He played offensively in the deciding moment, getting a kill off the break and sending everyone to the 50-yard line with a minute left in the game. New York Extreme had no answer, and Heat moved on to the semifinals. Houston Heat barely beat Infamous in the prelims, and their contest in the semis would also be a low-scoring tactical battle. Though Infamous looked poised to put up the first long point, with Zach Patient showing off his crafty skill in a low-body situation, watching Chad George's shadow while he creeped up for the kill. And then veteran Callie Rudolph ran down Ryan Smith, but after the chaos it was 2-on-2. Joe Barrett attacked towards Ronnie Dizon, both gunfighting with little paint left, and Tyler Harmon used this distraction to run down Patient. He'd extended their lead in the next point, but Infamous couldn't make the most of a high-body situation, and Ronnie Dizon and Tyler Harmon clocked in again as the last 2 bodies alive. The team burnt off enough time. Though Thomas Taylor made it through the full send gauntlet to put a point on the board for Pride, Infamous' tournament was done. They would have to settle for a respectable third place. Unlike Philadelphia last year, the final match in Texas would not be a blowout. Instead, it was a blow-for-blow and move-for-move game, and as it turned out, penalty for penalty, as both teams tried to exert their will on each other. Dynasty got off to an early lead with Urena and Greenspan clearing out the Snake side. Then, Heat took 2 unanswered points for the lead when Dynasty drew 2 penalties in a row.
He's going to get 1, he's going to get 2.
Wow, big
beautiful move, but no, but it's going to be a major penalty assessed on Blake that's going to pull out Marcelo.
But Dynasty, starting with only 4 bodies, pulled it back from the brink when they shot Chad George and he drew a minor as well. Dynasty played tight, they played perfect, and they kept all 4 bodies alive, and it was all tied up.
Another body coming off right now with Ryan Smith, Yoshua
Smith taking the
hunting
walk.
in the center and just dominant performance here. 4 bodies started this point for Dynasty as they were on in a deficit, and 4 bodies end for Dynasty.
But then there was another penalty in the next point, this time on Greenspan, helping give the lead back to Heat as Dynasty was forced to concede quickly to preserve time. There was 4:30 left on the clock, but Dynasty, undaunted, tied it up again in the next point.
Tried to make the move out, and as soon as that happened, it was just Ronnie Deason left alive. That forces the coaching staff here for Houston Heat, Pat McKenna and Tom Martinez, to concede. Just speed crawl up to the 50-yard line.
Alex is hunting down the Snake. He's going to try to go forward, listen to find out where Chad George's gun is at, and try to get Chad George without dying. Number 1 priority, get Chad George off the field. Number 2, try to do it and stay alive.
Oh, he's not scared to go. Alex Frazier going to come around, stitch up Chad George, and stay alive.
Doesn't get better than that, Matt.
Beautiful job by the legend Alex Frazier, but he does get clipped on the way back, but he did his job to get Chad George off the field. It looks like Tyler Harmon's going to get shot. Actually, they trades out with Blake, but Ryan Greenspan in a good position to attack.
Gonna go get him. Oh.
Overtime point here. Ryan Greenspan frustrated that he was not able to try to put the team on his back yet again.
In the end, it was decided in overtime, where San Diego Dynasty, extending their reputation as monster gunfighters, were able to win a 4-on-5 after losing Mike Urena off the break, as Marcelo Margot, Blake Yarber, and Chris Shear were all alive on the field to win the point and tie the record of 3 wins in a row, after Tyler Harmon ran Ryan Greenspan down in desperation. It was a close game, but San Diego Dynasty took down Houston Heat and won their 3rd consecutive tournament, with new heroes emerging in their ongoing story and led by their legendary veterans. Dynasty proved yet again that they are the best team our sport has ever seen. Paintball history is at stake in Philadelphia, as no team has ever won 4 major events in a row.